Welcome to another battle report, and this one is a practice game for a tournament we're going to. The scenario that we're playing is envelopment. One slight change to the rules, and that is that you can't take a unit off on the turn that it arrives onto the table. To win in envelopment, it means that the attacker must get more points than the defender. To get points, you need to either take out a unit if you're the defender, or if you're the attacker, you get 2 points for any unit in the defender's deployment zone and 3 points for any unit that makes it off the table. So the aim for the defender is to try and take out units and to stop that breakthrough occurring. In this game I got to be the defender. Colin won the roll-off for the Japanese, and he chose to attack. That meant I could choose the side, and I took the side of the table opposite this viewpoint, which gave me two buildings, one on the left and one on the right, which I could use to set up troops to try and defend units coming off the side, and it gave me an opportunity to try and put things into the middle to stop anything coming through the middle. Another bolt action night, and we're running the army lists for the Phoney Wars again. This is a 1000 point Africa Corps army, and this is what I've got as follows. I've got a second lieutenant with a man next to him. Got a Panzer III G 50mm gun, medium anti-tank, medium machine gun unit. Having taken advantage of the extra dice of the Hitler's Buzzsaw and the provisional rules in this tournament. Got the SKDF-7 for the infantry to move in, half track so it can go over some terrain. Motorcycle combination with medium machine gun. And then I've got 3 units of Heer veteran infantry, basically all the same. The unit commanders have got submachine guns. Each unit has got an LMG. The last infantry squad is a pioneer squad, and that's mostly made up with SMGs and an LMG as well. And then I've got a little heavy field car on the far right at the back. Finish it off as a front is the medium howitzer. So, just to refresh my strategy, I've got 3 infantry units. 2 are going to go on one side. They've both got 6 men and they're both armed with LMGs. We're playing the proposed bolt action addition 2 rule changes, which means that the light machine guns get the normal 3 shots plus 1 for Hitler's Buzzsaw plus 1 for the rule amendment, so they can have 5 shots. I've got a left-hand side, in the other left-hand building I've got another 6-man unit, again with the LMG, they're veterans, and I've also placed on the table the MMG, which gets 4 shots, plus 1 for Hitler's Buzzsaw, plus 1 for the rule amendments, so it gives me 6 shots there, a nice little unit to have in the centre to put on ambush to try and protect it. I've kept my pioneer squad, which is 8 men with 6 submachine guns and a light machine gun, off the table in a SKDF-7, and I've also kept my Panzer III off to see where Colin's going to deploy, and I've also got my motorcycle sidecar combination off board, and also my second lieutenant. I could have had all of my units on the table, but the attacker gets a preliminary bombardment, and I didn't want to have all my units suffering from multiple pins or destroyed if it was a lucky hit. So my pioneers are more or less a roving reserve, and they can come on to bolster either the centre, the left flank or the right flank, depending on where Colin is going to go. And he usually does a flanking move, so I've got to consider what side they're going to come on. So that's the theory of this. I'm just trying to hold him out, trying to hold each flank and the
Well,
centre.
I based mine on Japanese Kwantung Army of 1937, which is a bit archaic, but hey, it looks funky, which is the main thing. The front we have the SSKI works tank with 5 flamethrowers all round, which should be quite interesting. The First World War looking tank there was a Type 89. I'll have to keep looking up. A Yogo sounds like a yoga. The armoured car is a Type 87. It's based on a Crosley armoured car, which is actually British. Where they nicked that one from, I'm not quite sure. We have unit at the back here on push bikes, a veteran squad on push bikes. The veteran squad at the back is a grenadier unit, so it's got 2 light mortars. We've got 2 lieutenants because we're running 2 reinforced platoons, just regular. 2 units of cavalry, Japanese cavalry, both regular. A sniper team and 3 suicide jockeys, kamikaze. And that's pretty much it.
Looks like a Dalek on wheels.
It does, it does.
We're planning envelopment in this game, and the Africa Corps are on the defensive as Colin won the role, and the Japanese are going to be attacking. So preparatory bombardment has put 2 pins on the unit in this small side of the house. Put another 2 pins on the unit in the front of the house. Put 2 pins on the medium howitzer and killed a crewman. 1 pin on the medium machine gun in the field. 1 pin on the unit in the house, in the ruins, and 1 pin on the truck. So we're now going to start off on turn 1 and dice into the bag. Better put a little update. We have over in this part of the building a Japanese sniper team looking out over onto the Africa Corps in the building. We've then got a little suicide Japanese guy there looking out for tanks. Got another suicide little man looking out for tanks in the middle, and then another little man on the right flank looking out for more tanks. Not quite sure what they're going to do, but they're going to hunt down people. So into turn 1. End of turn 1, and the Japanese are advancing. The Japanese on the bicycles have come on the left flank, and the cavalry have come round behind the wood. The Japanese Igo tank has come into the woods to threaten the medium howitzer. A little anti-tank suicide guy has come up to support him. The one over here has come off of ambush and come behind into the ruins where the sniper is. In the centre, the Japanese have dismounted from their bikes and gone into the ruins. The Type 87 armoured cars come on, taken a pot shot at the unit of German infantry in the ruin, but didn't do anything. The lone man is on this side, keeping his flank safe and secure. The Germans, mixed fortunes. I did some rallying, got rid of the 3 pins that were on the infantry unit at the front of the building, got rid of the 1 pin that was, or the 2 pins that were on the infantry to the side. Unfortunately, I tried to rally the medium howitzer. They failed the leadership test, so they had to go down. I would have liked to have had a shot at the tank coming through the woods, but that's not going to be the case. Going to have to see what I can do on rally on this one. Might lose the gun depending on what comes up for the first few dice. Over in the centre, managed to get rid of the pins on the units, the machine gun behind the hedge, and also the unit in the building and the truck. So moving into turn 2, I'll be able to bring on the reserves for the Africa Corps on this turn, but we're going to have to see how the game turns out and whether the Japanese are going to be too quick across the board to put pressure on me. So moving into turn 2, see you at the other side. Turn 2, very interesting. Quite a bit's gone on, and you can see the Japanese are pushing forward on the right hand side. The cavalry have come up to tempt my ambush from the guys in the house. They were on ambush. They took a shot, managed to put a pin, but because they're on the -1 for the pin, they didn't manage to kill anyone. didn't roll very many hits at all. This unit here had taken a shot at the sniper but missed. One good bit of fortune was that the motorcycle came on and absolutely toasted the suicide guy there, getting 3 wounds on him for his pains. The Panzer III came on, took a shot and hit the Yago and got a glance and made it unable to take any actions for this turn. So that was quite a useful little bit. Units over here went on to ambush to try and just keep that centre unit of Japanese under control. The little anti-tank guy is moving across to that side, and this one has come forward up here to threaten or to try and spring my ambushers. Nothing on ambush at this turn. There is, for the Japanese, still a flame tank to come on and a unit of cavalry, so let's have to see which sides they come on at on this turn. The big artillery gun had taken a shot at the cyclists who were on this side before they dismounted, but didn't hit them. So, end of turn 2, it was a bit cagey there, trying to spring ambushes and the like. And that little cavalry unit there is teeing itself up for a charge, probably on the people in the house, depending on how it runs. But we'll see that as we move into turn 3. Okay, see you then.
Cool. Does make it a lot easier to do a battle report, doesn't it?
Yeah. Come on, do something.
Ah.
First dice of turn 3, and it's a German one, and I take a leadership test on the unit in the front of the house, and of course, double 6 foobar. I'm going to roll to see what's the result of that, but a nice bit of luck, isn't it?
Yeah, we
and
love it.
That would have allowed me to take a nice shot at those cavalry.
From so far away, just sitting.
And there you go. Let's see what's going to happen. Well, I had to have a giggle. Colin went to activate the cavalry, who had 1 pin. He's got an officer within 6, so he needed a 9 to activate them. And yes, he rolled an 11, so they went down. So, feeling rather relieved as we go on to draw out the third dice of this turn. Colin's come up and threatened with his infantry. He's crossed into the field and he's going to take a shot at my little motorcycle crew. I decided to recce away, so within the updated rules pack for this tournament, you've got to take a leadership test to see whether you can actually recce away. And as you can see there, 2 6s, so a foobar, and we shall see where that goes. So into turn 3, and on this left flank is the real battle at the moment. Obviously we had the foobar for the people in the middle, and then we had the fail on the cavalry as they didn't move. The Panzer III was able to take a shot on the Yago and hit it this time and set it on fire, and Colin rolled to see whether he put the fire out, and he didn't, and the tank failed its leadership test and blew up. On the middle of the table, the armoured car is taking pot shots at the medium machine gun, and it put a pin on it and took out one of the crewmen. Unit in the middle is still there, just keeping control on ambush. The little anti-tank guy has gone from the front of the building. Oops, a bit shaky there, sorry about that. So he's gone from the front of the building and he's gone round to the back. I'm not quite sure where he's going to go. Colin rolled to see if his flame tank would come on this side, but he rolled too high, so it doesn't come on this turn. Cavalry are still off on outflank, and my unit of pioneers is still off table as well as reserves. They are my backstop and will come on at the riskiest place. So, not sure if my heavy howitzer is going to do very much. It's on 3 pins, and also the unit at the front of the building is on 2 pins, so they're a little bit struggling. got to see which dice is going to come out first, as to see who gets the drop. So moving on to turn 4. Right, so into turn 4, and there's been quite a little bit that's happened. The cavalry that were in the centre, they were able to charge down and take out the unit that was in the front of the house. They then recce'd over to a point just behind this hedge here. Colin rolled for his flame tank to come on, and also his cavalry unit. They failed, so that allowed me an opportunity to bring out my pioneer squad, and they obliterated the cavalry on this flank. They could be at risk this turn, turn 5 coming up, when the cavalry come out or the flame tank come out. We'll have to see what happens. On this side, the medium howitzer is with on 4 pins, tried to rally it but failed its leadership test, so it went down. The Panzer III has moved up to possibly take a shot at anything that comes on this left hand flank. It did take a shot at the Japanese in the field and managed to put 1 pin but didn't kill any. The little armoured car, I had to recce away from the Japanese infantry in the field who took a shot at the motorcycle combination. Had to go into a position where Colin was able to take a shot with his armoured car and destroyed it, so that one will be disappearing. Still on this flank we've got the infantry unit and we've got the medium machine gun. So moving into turn 5, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen on this flank and whether these pioneers are still going to be able to take any action or whether they're going to be wiped out. So moving on to turn 5. End of turn 5, a lucky turn for the Germans. The first 4 dice out of the bag were Germans, which enabled me to put the pioneer squad on the corner here into ambush. The unit in the building onto ambush, and the Panzer III into ambush, and rallied the howitzer. So they were there. The Japanese unit in the field was able to take out not only the LMG but also the unit champion, going back into fantasy there, the NCO. Took out the NCO, but I managed to pass the step up, which is the German special rule, so their NCO was replaced. Again, the flame tank didn't come on, but the cavalry did. The unit of pioneers failed to do any wounds, but the unit in the building was able to wipe out the rest of them. So that was a cavalry unit dead. In the middle, the armoured car has moved out to try and get off the board in the last turn, and you've got the little anti-tank guy running up the middle. So moving on to turn 6, it's going to be a very tricky one I think here now for the Japanese. They're not going to be able to get anybody off on this corner on whether he can run the little tankette, not tankette, the armoured car. Whether that's 24 inch, no, don't think he's going to manage that either, sadly. Possibly if we get turn 7.
Yeah, turn 7.
So going into turn 6 and we'll see how we go. Should be fairly quick, I think. Ahead of turn 6 and the game has ended. We rolled to see whether it goes into a 7th turn and it didn't. Action of turn 6. The squad with the 2 mortars, probably haven't mentioned them, but they've been shooting away at the medium howitzer and finally got rid of all the crew. The Panzer III was on ambush, the flame tank came out and the Panzer III was able to hit it and destroy it straight off. Little banzai charge by the Japanese officer to come out and see if he could run past the gauntlet. Sadly he didn't make it. The armoured car had got in a position where if it went on to 7th turn then he would have been off the board. The little anti-tank guy came out into the open, had the medium machine gun on the ambush but couldn't kill him, just put a pin on him, and that was the end of the game. The Japanese unable to break through, and Germans fortunately taking more dice than the Japanese. So, interesting game. Colin had some really bad luck on his flank dice throwing, and I had some really good luck with regards to the 4 dice for the ambush setup initially. So that's it. I'll give an overview of the game once we've got it all finished. So overall I was quite pleased with my strategy. It seemed to work. The left hand infantry unit and the medium machine gun certainly kept control of the centre from his veteran unit with the 2 light mortars. On the right hand side, Colin had some bad luck rolling to bring any units on. I also did cause him a little bit of trouble by parking the SKDF-7 on the point where a unit would have been able to come on, but it blocked it, so he had to deploy it further back. In that critical turn where I got the 4 order dice out first, and I was able to put the units on ambush, that's really helped me, but screwed Colin's plans for getting those units off. I think he was probably a little bit hesitant and lost the sight of the objectives where he needed to get his units off the board to score the more points. I think he could have been a little bit more aggressive with those, and certainly he did cause himself trouble in the centre by not using the Grenadier Japanese squad to full effect. So a good game, enjoyable, could have gone either way. A win to the Germans. If you like the video, please click the like button. Any comments, please leave them. And if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments section and we'll get back to you. So once again, thanks very much for watching.